Hello, everyone. Welcome to Success Stories Talk Show Season 2, presented by Trident Communications in association with World Humanitarian Foundation. I'm Alka, your host for today, and as our guest for today, we have Akshaya Shetty. She is an actress known for Hello G, Karmika 2019, Thinkistan 2019, and Black Coffee. And now that she is here with us on this episode of Success Stories, let's hear from her journey of success. Hello, Akshaya. How are you?
Hi, I'm good, and thank you for having me here. Thank you so much.
It's a pleasure, and actually, we are really obliged to have you here.
Thank you so much.
So, Aksha, when we were reading your bio, so we got to know that you started your career in the pageant industry. So, would you say that that brings an advantage to the career?
Absolutely not, because I did not participate into a pageant which has a global presence or, for that matter, pan India presence. I started with a very local pageant, a community pageant, actually. And then the second pageant that I participated, it was more to do on a regional level again. Again, the brand was something that was very big, but it has the limitation only towards Mumbai. So obviously, I didn't have any exposures from anybody outside Mumbai. And in the first pageant, it was basically a community pageant where across Mumbai, all the Shettys, which is the Bund community that I belong to, so it was amongst them as well. So yeah, if at all I would have participated in global presence or pan India presence pageants like Miss Diva or Miss India of that sort, then probably I would have said that yeah, it would have had some kind of added advantage, but not with local pageant as such. Only thing it helped me was to have confidence to present myself in front of people.
All right. So, like, you got into acting. I want to know what was the first time that made you realize that you could actually get into it?
Oh, so that's like a long journey for me of realization that I can also act as, like, probably somewhere since my childhood. I have been thinking about this thing, particularly to get in front of the screen and act or somewhere be associated with the glam world. But I never had that kind of confidence or that kind of guidance from anybody who could just encourage or could see that particular thing in me. So I started my career into corporates. So I am an MBA graduate. So I did my MBA and I joined corporate. So I worked in corporate for a while. I was just really doing well in there. And there came in a point where I was not really very happy with what I was doing. It was kind of feeling monotonous and I wanted to do something else. So what I did one fine day is like quit my job and I was like, hey, I'm just gonna discover what I want to do. Maybe a break for a couple of months, 6 months, a year. And I'm just gonna take a break because it's too much for me to take down. And I was, when I put down my paper, I was not aware that what am I going to do next. While I was serving my notice period, just for fun's sake, I got my portfolio done because I had few of my friends who were into modeling and all. So I just got my portfolio done, went on a holiday with few of my friends, came back, and notice period is completely served. Now I'm completely home. That's when I thought I should be exploring the path of acting. I started giving audition and started understanding from people how this entire thing works and all. And it nearly took me like around 10 to 11 months to just completely understand the process and all, get into the connect with right people and all, because unlike any other industry, this industry is not particularly organized. Like with companies, you know that this position you're applying for, so this is where you have to give your resume, so you have an interview process. So acting industry doesn't work that way. So you have multiple channels, multiple people, and it does not follow a process as such. So yeah, it was one of a kind of a journey. And obviously when I tell you that how it started, it was somewhere there with me, but maybe like I was altogether into a different career, and that's when the realization kept on happening that okay, this is not something that's meant for me. I have to go toward the passion that I have. So yeah.
So as you said that being there and quitting the job and then going for a different career option altogether, but people usually travel from different cities to Mumbai just for this particular field, because Mumbai is known as the city of dreams, and you were already in Mumbai. So would you say that like added an edge to the career, or like there was still a lot of struggle to do?
A lot of struggle, a lot of struggle. See, now when I see people in the industry, you still find a lot of people who are from Mumbai and actually doing pretty well in the industry. But if you just look back 10 years back or so, you will see people from outside have done tremendous work. The dedication that they have, um, the urge of actually to achieve something or the thrive that they have is completely different. I think so we become much more relaxed knowing that we are very much in Mumbai. We kind of get into our comfort zone because we know this is our house, this is our home. And for the ones who actually come from outside, this is like do it or just go back home kind of thing. So I think so they are very crazy and very much driven. So with me also probably took it for granted because I was always here, and I should have ideally started early, but I didn't. So it was no less that okay, because if I have somebody knowing from the industry, only then it would make sense, or then it would make my life easy. But if I don't have any connection, it's just the same path for me. Like I also had to stand in queues for auditions, go to studios and give my introductions and get introduced to people for the very first time and all, and learn the news and all of it. So it was altogether the same kind of an experience like others had.
I see. So you have been there in the industry for quite a while now, but the actual fame started coming in after this web series called Hello G. So
I would not
the
say
question,
not very much. Yeah, not very much. I started actually in 2000, very much by by late 2017 actually. So the very first short film that I did was in 2017 itself. And then there followed a web series of mine in 2018. Then my movie Karmika Kannada movie in 2019. Again in 2000, by the end of 2018, I had also done a Telugu movie, my very first Telugu movie as a second lead. But unfortunately, that movie never came to theaters, so it couldn't see a theatrical release. So obviously, that's not there in my kitty. So slowly and steadily, I did keep on working. Hello G happened in 2018 again, but it got released in 2019. During the lockdown, I also did Alt Balaji's Virgin Bhaskar Season-2. Again, it was just for one episode. Yeah, so you can see the majority of fame or majority of exposure that I got was from Hello G. So you know, never know which project is gonna click for you. So sometimes the hundreds of projects that you have done, people might not notice you at all, and just one small work that you people will notice you. So that's exactly the same thing that happened with Hello G. So apart from that, yeah, there are some major works that I have done apart from Hello G, but Hello G is something that came more into light. Maybe because of the topic, or in just one frame, they had so many women in the cast. So it was women centric of that sort. So it has many reasons actually why it got that much of popularity.
so the question actually was that how did Hello G change your life? Like, was there something that happened, that had never happened earlier, or was life just the normal way, the way it used to be before Hello G?
It's just the same how it was with Hello G. Okay. It's just that I happened to meet some good people uh, along my journey of Hello G who are really like good people, really influencing people in my life. In terms of work, it did not change much for me because in today's OTT platform, one particular show comes in. The moment it has like, oh, it has seen a week's release or something, another show comes in. So the volume of shows that you have on the OTT platform and the number of OTT platforms that we have, it's too much. So unlike earlier cases, like every day we have some 5 or 6 new shows or new movies releasing. So people have a lot of option. So professionally, not major change. During the release and few months of its release, obviously, it made a huge difference. I had a lot of media presence and all of that. But in terms of work-wise, no, I still give auditions. I still give auditions, and I'm selected only on the basis of my merits. So yeah, so I was starting a new web series of my soul. Again, it was purely on the basis of audition, not just because I did Hello G or they saw Hello G and they casted me. And I think so it is going to continue for some time as well. That for every role they would want to see that whether you perfectly fit for that particular role or not. And only then you'll be offered.
All right. So when Hello G, the kind of web series it is actually about women and the challenges they face across their journeys. And it is a bold series. So when you were offered about it, so what was the thought that came into your head? Was it like, okay, I'll just do this, or did you take some time to think about it and accept it?
So basically, the audition that I got, the audition synopsis that I had got for Hello G, it had me portray very much bold and all. Okay, so I thought probably in the series as well, this is how my role is gonna be. So I did audition, like I auditioned for all the stories that I get, which I feel that okay, this is something really very nice, and I see myself portraying. So long way for Hello G also did the same thing. Um, I did one round of an audition, then I had meetings, then I happened to meet the writer of the show and then the director of the show. And that's when I got to know from them that I don't have to portray any bold scene. So my character had no bold scenes, uh, nothing of that sort. So I was really very comfortable in that way. But when I did audition, the audition script that was given to me, it was bold. So they probably just wanted to see that how bold, and that too in terms of vocal, how bold can I sound? How boldly can I just do the dialogue delivery as such? So yeah, so a little bit skeptical I was even while I was doing auditions. Like oh my god, like I might have to wear really bold clothes or might have to do bold scenes and all of that, but I didn't have any of that sort. So what Hello G was actually it was about phone sex. It was about phone sex operators. So rather than just shedding your clothes or showing yourself very sexy, it was like how sexy your voice is. Like how can you just talk to another person in a very seductive manner, or how sexy you can be on the call for that matter. So that particular topic also interests a lot.
All right. So since, like, as far as I know, you shifted your career options straight away. And usually Indian parents are not the kind of parents who are really supportive when it comes to that. So who was your biggest support and inspiration in this journey?
My biggest support and inspiration, I would say, was my sister. So she understood it pretty well, and she was the one who later just convinced my parents. Apart from my sister, my mother, because she used to be very happy even if my smallest of my TVC would come or small role of mine would come somewhere or the other. She's so very excited to watch it. Absolutely, initially it was really very difficult to convince them that this is the career option that I want to choose for myself. Obviously, no Indian parents, and I belong to a South Indian family. So we are majorly like complete your education, have a good job, and get settled in your life, and all of that. So, yeah, I don't think so. They're completely convinced even now. But yeah, they should just tag along. So whenever they see my work, they're very proud about it. So they're happy to see me happy with what I'm doing with my life. But I would say that it was not a smooth journey, because initially just leaving and stepping into something else, that it was a nightmare to make them understand every single day that what I am doing and why I want to do this.
All right. So since you said that you completed your MBA and you were into a corporate job, and then you shifted to acting. So if not acting, would you like stick to the job, or was there something else in the cards?
No, nothing else. It was either this or that.
Okay. All right. So, ups and downs are a constant part of life, and especially when you are in an industry like that where nothing is very certain. So, it becomes more regular than for a usual person. So, when you have your ups and downs, how do you deal with them?
I have some positive people around me. So I have my friends, and they just keep me reminding that this is not something that is like meant to be. The only thing that my closest friends keep me reminding is like, you already have an option. So don't think of it as a backup plan. The day you start thinking that you already have a backup plan, you will not be able to do what you are doing, because I think so that's exactly where it goes wrong, right? Like when I say about the people who come from who are an outsider, who are not from Mumbai, when they come to Mumbai, it's do or die kind of a situation. You either do or you just go back home. So only if you have a backup option, you will be able to survive. Like you'll be able to think, okay, fine, like if not this, I can actually do something else. So as of now, I am not thinking about it, because I think so if at all I do that, I'll probably go very much lenient uh, about the goals that I want to achieve. So yeah, there's this daily affirmation or the daily reminder that I give myself.
All right. And talking about the projects that you have already completed, that reminds me that there must be something in the pipeline as well that you have stored for your upcoming projects or future projects. And only if you're comfortable, we would like you to share that with the audience.
I will be shooting soon for a new web series of mine. It's not on floor, so what we'll be starting shoot from next week onwards. Obviously, we would be completing the shoot by this month completely, but when it will be published, when it will be available for the audience is completely the team's call. So yeah, I'll be at least shooting my part of it from next week.
All right, that's great. And all the very best for that. We hope to see that on floor soon. And I hope the audience is as excited as I am for this.
I hope the audience is as excited as I am, because every new project that you work is like your baby, and you give your 101% to the project that you're working. So I genuinely hope that the trust that I've had on this project, and when I say yes, that okay, I am doing this particular project, the audience also accept it the way I have accepted.
Yeah, so all the very best for that, and we really hope that it does great when it comes on floors.
Thank you so much.
So Akshaya, in all this long journey of being an actor, is there an unforgettable moment or event that you'd like to share?
Unforgettable to me in the sense, like in my acting journey so far, if there is any particular incident, right? I have many positives and many negatives. Actually, I don't want to remember a lot of negative incidents or negative memories as such. But like one such interviews, when I was just asked if there is any such incident that I myself has faced, like how my character Sonal faced, because Sonal is dusky and she's never thought that she's beautiful or gorgeous because she's dusky, she's dark skinned, because for her beauty was always fair skinned. She never thought of herself as beautiful because she was dark skinned. So similarly, so the auditions and everything happen here in Mumbai, right? So what happens is that you get the audition details, okay, and if you fit the criteria, you go and you audition. So I just saw the requirement. I thought I completely fit into the requirement because I directly got it from the casting team. So at that time, I used to stay in Borivali. So I had to come to Andheri to give this audition. So I came to Andheri. I just got out of my car, and the studio was just 4 steps away. So I got down and I was about to go to the studio, and there, just at that particular moment, the casting assistant was just outside the studio standing, and I was about to step inside, and she's like, "Oh, I'm so sorry, you don't fit in." So when you say you don't fit in, that means you don't even have a chance to audition for it because you don't fit the character. So I'm like, now what to do? Because it's just 4 steps that I have taken from the car, and I've just specifically come for this particular audition. So you read the brief, okay? So you feel that you completely fit into the characters, like whatever they have written, age, personality, height, for that matter, everything. But what is it they're looking for? They're looking for upmarket people. They've said that it's upmarket. So what makes you think not upmarket? Your color, because you're not fair, you're dusky, you're dark, so you're not upmarket. So that's where you don't fit in. So that was one of the incidents. And so after that, whenever I used to get these auditions, and I used to be very specific. There are so many times where I have written, okay, so I am dusky, is it okay? And now very much people do reply back to me saying that no, it's okay, we're not bothered. So I think so it's been like 2-3 years now that the market has really opened, where they are, by open arms, they're welcoming dusky skin, dark skin people. But earlier, way back in 2017, at least the case was still because 2017 is when I entered. So I don't know the story before 2017. It could have been more harsh. Till then, they're like, if it is upmarket, it has to be fair. So they say upmarket, they say high class. So they say classy. So this is all fair skin. A dusky can't be upmarket or high class.
All right, it like feels really nice to know that okay, it has changed over the time, and that the thing is still not continuing, because it's not something really nice to listen to.
Not completely. We still have those kind of requirements coming in. But as I mentioned, that when you say that you're dusky, oh yeah, we are considering those profiles also. So there are still some people who do consider you for projects and all. So the acceptance in the market is pretty much more now towards dark skinned and dusky models or actors. We have TV shows coming in wherein you have main leads played by dusky girl or dark skinned girl and from known production houses, so which makes you good. There was a time when they used to actually cast a girl who's like fair like milk and then do a makeup, a dark skin makeup on her to show her dusky. I used to never understand the logic. Just cast a girl who's dusky or dark skin for that matter.
Well, it's good that things are like opening up, and now that the acceptance is better, like when if you're comparing it to earlier days. So that's good. But talking about everything that's going around and the work that you do, how do you keep motivated? Like, how do you stay motivated, or how do you encourage yourself? What is your personal life mantra?
As I said, it's just people around me who are very supportive and very helpful, just tries to keep me happy. I have a really good set of people around me. Very close circle, very few handful of people, and obviously my family, my biggest supporter. Even though they're not 24 hours together with me, but they're always there with me, keeping in touch with me. So yeah, so that's the biggest motivation around to actually keep your people happy and be happy with your people. I don't think so there is any other motivation required, because like I can't think of being low or dull or being depressed, because that would just make them worry about me more, and that would just make their life difficult. So that particular thought itself is like not good. So
All right. So that was a lovely interview with you, Akshay. Now that we are heading towards the end of today's episode, and World Humanitarian Foundation is our associated partner, and they work towards women empowerment. So, what are your views about women empowerment around the world?
I think so. Women empowerment has been discussion has been going on for a very long time. Now we have much more platforms to be vocal about it, and every particular platform that we get, we just end up talking about it. It's just so that we can educate those set of people who are still very much unaware about their rights. When we talk about metropolitan cities and all, we all are aware about our rights. We would never differentiate between a man and a woman. There are certain areas, certain careers, or certain aspects of life we might and we do differentiate for now. But majority, when we talk about women empowerment, is just to let those set of people know, rural set of people know that they do have a voice, they do have their own set of rights. The women are surpassed and suppressed from their own rights and happiness. They're not vocal about it. So mainly, I think so. We should be concentrating and we should be fighting for those set of people.
Absolutely. And as the name of our show is Success Stories, so if you had to define success, what would be the definition?
I don't consider myself as successful yet, so I don't know what could be the definition of success. Probably I just set goals pretty high for myself, and that should be the case, right? So, success for me is being happy and being just not being worried about my past for that matter. I think so. Um, I think so that would happiness is something that's very much successful for me. Rest everything is very materialistic. So
All right. So, Aksha, before we leave, is there a last message that you would like to give to the viewers?
just keep on supporting me the way you guys have been supporting me, and please look into the work that I do. Please follow my work, and I'm always open for the feedbacks or critical reviews that you have for me, which would just help me do better and better, and keep loving me.
All right. So, yeah, I hope the audience follows by whatever you said. And thank you so much for your time for this episode of Success Stories.
Thank you so much for having me.
And thank you so much, everyone, for joining in for this episode of Success Stories. And please subscribe to our channel to stay updated. There's a new episode every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So just click on the bell icon, say subscribed, and keep watching for more such success stories. Until the next episode airs up, just take care, stay safe, and bye-bye.